Hey, welcome to Van Life Adjustments. Thanks for checking out this video. I hope you'll find my creativity inspiring. I'm always working on some project or another. In this video, I'll show you how I built this modular style roof rack for less than 375 bucks. Yeah, so I went with a modular kind of concealing design for a few different reasons. I wanted to hide what I had going on up here and protect solar panels, and then still be able to put ladders up on top and not worry about what kind of gear I had up here. The materials on this originally was one of the cheap roof racks that you can buy online. It was a 3 goalpost square steel design. The box steel, the square steel, I did it so I could easily mount to it. I could do some other modifications like having, sunken equipment, sunken solar panels. And yeah, and the issue I was having after I bought the rack was the goalpost came up really high. I couldn't fit it in my garage with the rack on. And honestly, going down the road, it was just noisy and vibrated. The wind noise was terrible, and I'm sure it didn't help my fuel mileage out and stuff like that. So I told myself when I took it off that the next time I was going to put the rack back on the van, I was going to do the modifications that I'd wanted to do. This is 2-inch angled aluminum, 1/8-inch aluminum. And then I use 5/16 hardware with locking nuts and lock washers. The paint I use is an appliance epoxy. It's a really durable type of paint. It gets a hard shell on it. And it has like a nice smoother finish to it. I think the aluminum paneling that I have it's not quite 1/8-inch sheet aluminum that was in the original government van build, and I pulled all that out because I was doing my own thing inside, and they didn't really utilize the space on their build to its most effective. On this design, I wanted to have it like a concealing design that I could do some mods for it. And so like when I put a solar panel up here, it'll be, I don't know if you can see it that well in the video, but it'll be able to ride. I'll be able to ride and still have a couple of inches right here for clearance, and then cabling and all that. And I'll still be able to ride a ladder or kayaks or something over the top of this, or materials, building materials and stuff, and not have to worry about taking my solar panels off. Some of the problems I came across was mainly came from the changing contours of the van, and trying to make the appearance of everything level, trying to get as level as I can and make it look level at the same time. And so that was some of the problems. Fortunately, the goalpost rack was already kind of designed for that. So if you do buy a goalpost rack, pay attention, because the 3-part one, the middle one, is actually a different height dimension than the rest. It's shorter. It makes up the little bow in the roof, the lengthwise bow in the roof, which is slight, but it's there. Because of the contouring issues, I modified the design several times as I was trying to build it. And so the original piece of sheet aluminum I started off with, I cut it a few times, and then I didn't quite have the length I wanted on this corner right here. But I'm okay with it. I have plenty left over. I have other projects in the van that I'm going to be using that paneling for as I get to them. So later on, if I decide to redo this panel, no big deal. I'll be able to do it. I'll pull it off and redo it. And then the only other things I had problems with was, some of the paint. I was too anxious and wanted to get it on fast, and I didn't let it dry enough before I put another coat on. Caused some issues, or I picked it up and it wasn't quite dry, so I got finger smudges on it. I'll be able to go in and touch all that up at some point here. The only other problem I had was when I cut off the goalposts, the top part of the goalposts, I had one of my cutting discs on my angle grinder like literally like disintegrate as I was using it, and I kind of messed up. It tried to take my thumb off with it, so I ended up going and buying a new tool. I needed it anyway. I'm running the Milwaukee M12 series, and I decided to get the Hacksaw, and I absolutely love it. It cuts like a champ, and I did a lot of cutting with it. I put it through the test, you know. The only other issue I had was that I was kind of rushed doing this project because we were getting ready to do a camping trip, and I wanted to have the roof rack done so I could put my kayaks up on there. And so I got it all done and gave it its test run with the kayaks and everything on the road, and it beautifully, no road noises, no vibrations, no wind noises. No, you definitely could tell that the aerodynamics had gotten a lot better with the rack up, with the paneling on the rack. So we ended up doing our camping trip, and then I came back, and then that's when I finished up the paint. I added the stabilizers here because I did notice it needed to get a little more stabilization on the lower part where it was not hooked in at. The overall cost breakdown, I did it for less than 375 bucks. The rack itself was like, I don't know, like 150 with shipping. The aluminum was like 170 bucks. Paint, like I said, I use an appliance epoxy because it's durability and it creates a hard shell. And then the hardware, I use 5/16 hardware with locking nuts and washers, and that was about, the paint and hardware was like a little less than 50 bucks. But yeah, anyway, so 375 bucks, I've got a modular concealed type of roof rack. As some of you know, they can get pretty pricey. So at any rate, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I had a lot of fun making this rack. I'm going to get a lot of use out of it, and now I'll be able to move on to my other projects, like doing a dome vent, doing a chimney stack, solar panels, and nobody will be able to see what's going on up here exactly without really taking a closer look, and that's kind of what I wanted. Having the roof rack up here like this, it's going to kind of take me out of the, that's just a van, to, oh, that looks like a converted van, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. At any rate, if you like this, hit the like button, subscribe. I got plenty of more stuff coming. I'm taking my sweet ass time with this build, and I like to think things through and let my creativity flow. So anyway, see you on the next one.